Hey sis, have you ever looked at a situation and thought, how did they even walk away from something that was good? Like, I'm a good person. Like, how did they even walk away from something that was good? Like, everything was there: peace, genuine connection, something real. But yet, somehow, they still chose chaos. Or they still chose something toxic. Or they chose something that wasn't even the caliber as you, or what you offered, what you were bringing to the table. If that's you and this resonates, let's talk about it. Because sometimes it's like, it's not that they don't see the value or that they didn't see your value. It's not that they didn't see it. It's not that they didn't even see that you guys had a genuine connection. They saw it, they felt it, they vibed it. What it is that they weren't in a place to receive it, sis. They wasn't ready or even able to receive it. Let me explain it like this, okay? Y'all know I love analogies. And if you're new to the channel and just tuning in, I love to give analogies because I like to make it make sense. Because I'm a make it make sense type of person and I always want to know why. So let me explain it like this. Let's say somebody ate candy right before dinner. You know how kids eat candy, and I'm a junk food junkie sometimes, a lot of times. So I eat candy for, before dinner, and it'll ruin my appetite, right? So if you eat candy right before dinner, it ruins your appetite. And you tell your kids, don't eat candy because I want you to eat dinner, okay? And when you're eating that candy, it might taste real good, real good, because the sugar and stuff, the salty, the sugar, whatever you're eating, it might taste real good, okay? And you might just be like, this is so good, and you want another one and another one, because that sugar, it makes you want to eat more and more of it, because it's the addiction of the sugar. And so even though it tastes good at the moment and while you're eating one after another, it don't have any nourishment in it. There's the, like, it's empty calories because it's not nourishing your body, right? And so that's basically how a person that keeps choosing something that's just out there, that's not good for them. So like, it's like that with relationships, and they can work the same way. Okay, so let me explain that. So like, some people, what they do is they fill themselves up on things that look good. So lust, they're looking at the outside. They fill themselves up with stuff that looks good. It might even feel good in the moment because it gives them this good feeling. It might even excite them. Some people like the exciting part of sneaking, right? I talked about this in another video. The sneaking and being deceptive and stuff like that. For some people, that's exciting to them. Or nobody knowing but them and whoever they're tipping and dipping with. That's some, for some people, that's exciting. Or having people that contact them even though they are in a relationship, that may be exciting. Okay, because you're not doing all that. You're an honest person, so you don't get a kick and excitement out of hurting someone or crushing someone or hurting somebody's feelings. Or you look and say, okay, they have this partner even though I don't know this lady. Or if you're a man and you're watching, even though I don't know this man or this lady or whoever, I'm still not gonna do that to somebody else, because I don't want, we reap what we sow, and you don't want to do that. But for them, it's exciting. Okay, it's very exciting. And so again, that excitement, that lust, and what they're looking at that looks good, and what it, glittering, what they say, everything that glitters ain't gold. And it's not, because guess what, it doesn't actually nourish them emotionally, mentally, physically, because you can end up in the hospital behind some all that lust, right? Okay, so it doesn't actually nourish them. But when something real shows up, And this is why when something real shows up, what happens is that when they see something real, or somebody that's grounded, or somebody that's aligned, and somebody that like knows who they are, that's like knows who they are as a person, they can't recognize it and they can't handle it even properly. Yeah, they can't, because their appetite has been so shaped by temporary stuff that they can't even receive something that's permanent or real, because their appetite is on the next, and ooh, this look good, ooh, that look good, ooh, that's gonna be fun, that's exciting. So let's talk about what that may look like, okay? Sometimes people are choosing like attention over alignment. What that means, what does that mean, Melinda? Like people that give them attention. Ooh, you look good. Ooh, your muscles are good. Like whatever you might be going through, like whatever your trials and tribulations maybe y'all be dealing with in a relationship. If they talking to this other person, they're gonna give them that attention that they're telling them that they're not getting. That's why it's important to not deal with outside people because of emotional attachments. So they are choosing now attention over being aligned in what's good for them. They're looking at chemistry over character, like how good it made them feel, or how they both like to drink, or how they both like to smoke, or how they both like to tip and dip. That's what they call their chemistry. So they're looking at that over character, over somebody that, let's say if they was to get sick and they couldn't function like they're functioning now with that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? They can't do all that rolling around, tipping and dipping, because they're down and out, they're sick. They're not looking at the character of the person that they have, that would have been honest, that wouldn't have cheated on them, that wouldn't have went around and did exactly what they did to them. They're not looking at that, because they're looking at the fun that they get in this excitement with the chemistry and attention and all this love bombing and all that stuff. Also, they're choosing excitement again over peace, because some of them like that I don't know how to explain it, but some of them like that the griminess, and some of them like the whatever is going to be exciting to them. If it's cussing them out, some people feel like that's showing that they love them, so they want that. If you're a woman that don't cuss people out, or you're a man that don't cuss the women out and you're respectful, some people don't, they rather have the excitement of the breakup to make up and all the fussing and the cussing. Some people like that excitement, so they're choosing excitement over somebody that's peaceful. They just want to chill, that we don't want no problems. We just try, I mean, of course life, nothing's perfect, but some people just want to live life, enjoy life, and live it to the fullest. And some people are content with who they are, like me. Like I'm chilled. I don't care what everybody else is doing. I don't care what everybody else is wearing. I'm content with who I am. But some people, they don't like that, because that's boring. So what they end up choosing is excitement over peace. Somebody who's like, I won't go into all that, but y'all, you get the picture. And then, so for them, those things can feel strong, like a strong attraction. Like let's say they have dressed and all there's nothing to the imagination. Everybody in the world can see it and stuff like that. Or if it's a man and they always, like have everything out, there's nothing like, or riding people around, buying them lunch, even though you're in a relationship, doing stuff that you don't even do for your partner and stuff like that, because it's sneaking. And some people like the excitement of that. But here's the thing is, it can feel strong to them, and they can be excited and love it, and they get on this high with it and stuff like that. But guess what? It don't always last. It doesn't always last, because it doesn't have, the character, the like character, integrity, peace, alignment. So that's why it doesn't last. It don't end up lasting. And there's a saying that, how you got them is how you're gonna lose them. So if you got them tipping and dipping, then you might look out, because you might lose them by them tipping and dipping with the next one. Okay. And so while they're chasing what feels good in the moment, they can miss out on what actually was good for them, because what was good for them is not going to keep tolerating it. They may think they are because they're not doing all that hooping and hollering, and they're not doing that in the moment. But it's like one of those what's those things where you had a sand in it and you can turn it over and the sand is going down and the clock is ticking down. You don't see a physical clock, but you see the sand and that granules going down in the little hourglass thing. They don't see what's happening because you're on the brinks of being done. But they don't see that because they're so in excitement and so into themselves that they're not seeing that part of it. So what can happen is they can miss out on what's actually good for them, chasing all this other stuff. hmm And this is where it gets deeper, because when somebody is living in misalignment, it doesn't just affect their choices. But they're not looking at it right now. They're not looking at long term. They're looking at the here and now. But in actuality, it doesn't just affect their choices. It affects how they treat other people. Because sometimes when they call themselves having all this fun and all this stuff with all these other people, next thing you know, the person that would be there for them, that would stick, I call them their riders, ride or die, the person that's in their corner that would be there for them, they start treating them differently. Because you think you got all this out here and all you getting all this attention. But when the rubber meets the road, they're going to end up, those people that they having fun with, they gonna want to keep having fun. They're gonna go find somebody else to have fun with it too, and then you're gonna miss out on your belt. They're gonna miss out on their blessing. Yeah, that was actually sent to them because they chasing what looks good, or what looks good to them in the moment. And so what happens is too, they could start becoming inconsistent. Whereas stuff that they used to do, now they're not doing that. It's hit and miss, or they're unclear about where they want to go in the relationship and stuff like that, or now they're emotionally unavailable, and it goes back to being emotionally involved with other people. Women, we're emotional people, and so you sit there and you start talking to somebody else, and they're gonna emotionally attach to you because they feel like, oh dang, nobody talked to me and they really care and all this. Meanwhile, you got this other person that's supposed to be your partner, but yet you're connecting with this person, so now you're missing out on all this. They're not getting it, and so you're giving that away to somebody else. So then this person over here, or you, if that's you and they're doing that to you, you're gonna start to disconnect. You're gonna be that hourglass where the granules just going. And then next thing you know, they're gonna miss out on you as a blessing because they're gonna see you with somebody else, somebody that appreciated you. And then they're gonna be ending up with all this stuff that they ran around with. hmm And like I said, they may be inconsistent, unclear, emotionally unavailable, not always because they're trying to hurt somebody, but because they're not grounded within themselves. It always go back to themselves, because when you have self-love, you have integrity. When you love yourself, you're not going to be just sharing your body with all these different people out here and having all these vices and all these bodies on you, and because whoever they've been with and you with them, and whoever they've been with and you with them. Like when you love yourself and people love themselves, they're not going to be doing that to themselves. They're going to look for somebody that is aligned. But when they're immature and they're out here doing all this stuff, they're not even grounded within themselves. hmm And so over time, what happens is then it creates confusion, because you start looking at them and you're like, how did I not see this? They was not like that. Like, how did I miss that? This is not what I signed up for. So then now you go in protection mode, because you're checking out the traffic on what the heck is going on. hmm And the truth is, they may not even have the capacity to see it. At least not right now. Because they so in the moment that so they're not even looking at what's going on. They're not even trying to see that they're wrong. Wrong is two left shoes. But to them, they're not doing anything. This is just, I'm just friendly. And you sitting here this hourglass, and because you're that type of person that's a giving, honest, understanding, patient person, but even patient people get tired. But that's what they don't get. They don't get it. So anyway, I know this went a little bit longer, but the truth is, like I said, they may not have the capacity to see it, not because they're bad, because they're not aligned, okay? And here's the part I want you to understand is that when somebody chooses chaos or toxicity over you, if you're a person that's healthy, it's not a reflection of your value at all. It has nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection of your value at all, okay? It's a reflection of their readiness and where they are in their life. Okay? Okay? So because what God says is not always loud when he's talking to you. He may show you slowly, like that saying, just granules. And it's not always flashy. You don't have to be flashy. If that's how you are and that's your character, that's one thing. Then be you. Everybody should be who they are, genuinely. But God is not always going to be coming with bells and whistles. He may, subtly, if that's a word, show you like a little bit, just a nudge you and say, hey, pay attention to this. So sometimes it's just peaceful, sometimes it's steady, sometimes it's just safe, and that's what God wants for you. Okay? So if somebody is used to chaos, peace and safety is going to be unfamiliar. They don't even know how to sustain it. Next thing you know, you arguing about everything that's ridiculous because they don't know how to handle it. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Okay? So here's the other thing is that sometimes with something doesn't work out and you think you lost something, sometimes God is protecting you from someone who was not ready for what you carry. Your blessing, your grace, your gifts, your finances, your stability, your mental stability. Some people are not ready for that. And you can't even love them into having it. They don't have it, they don't have it at that time. They have to grow. They have to do the work. Okay? So not everyone can recognize like what alignment is, and not everyone is even willing to do the work to keep it. And that's where you have to make your decisions, because if they don't want to do the work, there's no point. If you're not gonna put in no work and you just want to la 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 just float like the wind here there and drift there, what's the point? What's the point? Because you're doing the work. Just by listening to this, you're doing the work. You're listening, trying to learn. But some people, they don't want to learn because they think they already know everything, and they drifting off into chaos and destruction. Because what the Bible say, the wages of sin leads to death or something to that effect. Yeah. So instead of asking yourself, why was I not enough? Or, you want to shift your thought process to say, were they even ready for what I brought? 9 times out of 10, it's a hard pass. No, they were not ready. It has nothing to do with you. Okay? They're just immature and they are not ready. And different people grow in different stages, but it always starts with them acknowledging what's going on. Okay? So because you can be everything God called you to be and still be too much for somebody else. And you're just doing you, just being normal, but that could be too much for other people. Mhm. They You're a committed, honest person. And that could be a lot for people who's not committed and who's not honest or who have all those secrets. Okay? So it's not rejection, it's redirection. God is showing you, okay, look, this is that. Look at them, they doing that. That's a flag. This is a red flag. He's redirecting you. Yep. So if you ever felt confused, hurt, or even question your own worth, you didn't lose your value. They just revealed their capacity. Okay? Let me tell you again. If you feel hurt and confused, you didn't lose your value behind this foolishness. You didn't lose your value. They just revealed their capacity that they have. Okay, sis? They don't have it. They just don't have it. All right? They don't have it. So, and sometimes the most peaceful place that you could be in is not trying to convince somebody else of your worth. Okay? Okay? I want you to hear that clear. Sometimes the most peaceful place you can be in is not convincing somebody to value and see your worth. Okay? I said that with my chest because I feel that. I felt that for you. Okay? But trusting God will align you with somebody who already sees your value. Again, that's that redirection. And so, if this message helped you find a little clarity, peace, bring things, makes things like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I needed that. Then please like and subscribe. And as always, my name's Melinda. I'm a registered nurse, a life coach, and a mentor. And on this channel, we focus on faith, healing, and emotional wellness. All right. So that's why I bring scenarios up and I try to tell you like internally what's happening or what research shows and things like that. Because I'm super passionate about helping us grow and move forward in our walk. Okay. In our day-to-day walk. All right. So have a blessed day. And as always, I'm wishing you peace, love, joy, and happiness. Have a great day, guys. I hope this helped you.